Do you want to know the one thing that stops people from actually being confident in life? I've been working on my own self-improvement for about 8 years now, and I've been helping people with this channel and in my personal life for about 2 years. And my mission with this channel is to provide confidence and life advice for the average man. And part of that is what stands in the way of you becoming confident. And there really is just one thing. And that one thing is going after confidence as if it is something that you could ever be perfect at. So here's the problem. You look at people at the peak end of confidence and think to yourself, why can't I be more like him? Or why can't I be more like her? And you compare yourself to someone who is at the peak of the confidence game, instead of comparing yourself against who you were yesterday and trying to just be a little bit better, a little bit more confident than you were before. The truth about confidence, and this is something that I've shared many times on this channel, is that you will become much more confident through slow, incremental progress, getting a little bit better every single day than you will do if you just try and launch an all-out assault on yourself to become a more confident person. And you've got to really ask yourself, why are you even trying to get to what you consider to be the absolute peak of confidence? Part of our social programming as men are all of these things that confident and alpha men are supposed to do, and all of these pressures that we put on ourselves through these stereotypes of confidence are inevitably what make us miserable and what stop you from actually attaining true self-confidence. Because you don't need to be the most confident person in the world. You don't even need to be more or less confident than anyone else. You just need to be more confident than you were yesterday, than you were a month ago, than you were a year ago. Do you really have to be so confident that you could charm any woman into bed? Do you really have to be so confident that you are the most interesting person in any room that you walk into? Do you have to be so confident that you are at the top of your social ladder? Do you really have to be the alpha male in every situation or setting that you find yourself in? Do you really have to be better than everyone else in the game of confidence, or indeed in any area in your life? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, I would invite you to actually sit down and ask yourself why. Why do I have to be the most confident? Why do I have to be at the peak of this game? When it came to me building up my confidence, when I started this journey almost 8 or so years ago, I got into this out of competitiveness, out of jealousy, out of insecurity. I wanted to get to a point where I could show them. Up until that point in my life, I felt looked down on, I felt betrayed, I felt all of these things, and they all compounded and created a deep-seated sense of insecurity in my life, so much so that I had to try and go out and be better than everyone else. I had to learn how to become the most confident. I had to learn how to get the most girls. I had to learn how to make the most money. I had to be the loudest, the smartest, the funniest in the room. All of these things, all of these pressures that I put on myself, because deep down I was extremely insecure and I was jealous and I was angry. And I don't want to project my previous psychological position onto you right now, but if you are in this mindset of just wanting to be at the peak, wanting to be the best, wanting to be the most alpha, the most confident, the guy who can get the most girls and make the most money, then I want you to genuinely ask yourself, why do you want that? Is that something that is actually serving you right now? Is it something that would serve you in the future? Because if the answer is no, then you need to start to reevaluate what your priorities are in life. The one thing that stops you from being confident is trying to become perfectly confident, trying to be the most, trying to be the best. The funny thing about the people who are the most confident in the world, though, are that they don't try to be confident. They are effortlessly so. They didn't plan and they didn't set a goal to become the most confident person in the world. It was something that likely just happened for them. There are some people who are very, very fortunate to just be a lot more confident than others, and other people have to work on it. For some, it's a conscious skill that has to be learned, and for some, it is a skill that was unconsciously identified with at such a young age that it just stuck with them for their whole life. If you're here on this channel, then you're probably not a naturally confident person, and that's okay, because you can learn the skills to become more confident than you were before. You can get to a point where you are confident most of the time. I am at a point in my life where I'm confident about 70-75% of the time. When I started this journey, I was confident about 1% of the time. So that's a big improvement for me, and I try to be a little bit better than I was every single day. And the other thing that comparing yourself against people who are at the peak of confidence, the other thing that it does to you is that it makes you feel less than. It makes you feel like you are not worthy. It makes you feel like you are not good enough because you're not at a certain level. And confidence isn't a subtractive process. You don't just cut away at parts of yourself. You don't compare yourself and feel less than others, and that's going to get you to a point of confidence. Confidence is something that must begin with a foundation of self-acceptance. You accept yourself and you grow from there. You accept yourself for who you are, and then you can make the changes that you think you need to become a better person in life. To put it very, very bluntly, the odds of you becoming the most confident man in the world is about 1 in 3.8 billion. You have got more chance of being struck by lightning on the way to pick up your lottery winnings than you do of becoming the most confident person in the world. So why aim for it? If it happens, great. But your focus should just be on being a little bit more confident than you were before. Every day that you work on your self-improvement doesn't seem like a huge win. Doing anything one time doesn't seem like a huge win. But working on yourself consistently over the course of a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years will create a massive difference in your life. I believe it was Bruce Lee that said that he doesn't fear the man who has trained 1,000 kicks one time or 10,000 kicks one time. He fears the man who has trained one kick 10,000 times. Repetition and practice and focus and incremental improvement are how you become a better man. So don't aim to be at the peak of confidence. Don't aim to be the most confident man in the world. Just aim to be a little bit better than you were the day before. So I hope you have found this ranting video to be useful, maybe motivational in a strange shouty kind of way. If you have found this useful, make sure to let me know what your thoughts and questions are in the comment section down below. If this is the kind of content that you're interested in, make sure that you subscribe. I'm putting out 5 videos every week, Monday to Friday. This channel is all about providing confidence and life advice for the average Joe. So if that's the kind of content you're interested in, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. But that's all I've got to say for today, and I look forward to seeing you back here on this channel and in future videos very soon.